Round 15 of the ARLA Elite Series would take place at the newly rechristened Dwyer Speedpark in Minnesota. The pole award would go to Ethan Everett, making his first start in the Rosebud Racing 53. A lot of people were suspicious about the legality of Everett's 53, seeing as he's an upstart driver who nabbed the pole at a track he's never been to before. With Everett backed by the deep pockets of the Star Motor Company, a lot of drivers accused that team of paying off the officials to overlook any advantage he might have. The first incident of the night would involve Leigh Gruel in the 46. He slides a bit in the first set of S's, gets into CJ Dejow in the 37, and runs into the wall. Gruel was able to get his 46 car going, but you see a bit more smoke ahead. That was another incident further ahead of the 46. You're going to see Gruel spinning ahead while everyone tries to avoid him. Shane Lake and Scott Morales get together. You see DJ Daniels spinning, Liz Hebert, Bobby Porteau goes off the track and into the wall. Justin Parker gets a piece of that as well. You see smoke coming from the 07. There would be yet another incident further ahead of this. Charlie Waters and Brenda Riggs get together and carry each other into the wall. Brenda Riggs bounces on her side a couple times. You're going to see Patrick Carroll spinning off into the grass thanks to Laura Cyrus, and Leslie Riggs in a smoking number 50 gets together with the 67 driven by her mother and puts her into the wall. Let's see how Leslie Riggs in the 50 got involved in this. Everyone's wrecking in front of her. She gets the car to slow down, but Liz Hebert just comes up into her path and nicks the 50, wrecking the engine on that car. You see Brenda Riggs drifting down into the path of the 50, but Leslie doesn't move over for her. She basically says, "Hey, I know you're my mother, but that does not mean I'm giving you this lane." Back up front, Ethan Everett continues to lead in the 53 with Alex Carson and Lance Andrews right behind him. Running fourth would be Philip Davidson, a rather underrated driver. That 99 team went through a couple of drivers without qualifying for any races last year. Then they got Davidson, and he's put this car on the grid a few times. He's had a couple of very nice runs this year, which has some people believing that a win is just around the corner for this team. The number 6 O&D car that would be driven this week by Leon Keniston. Keniston agreed to drive this car for a few races after its regular driver Jeb Klinger injured his foot in a wreck at Pocono. This team was cursed with engine problems at Vancouver last week and were never able to make it onto the grid for the qualifying race, but this week Keniston qualified the car and is now running up in the top 10. Siam Rossini was finally ejected from that 48 car this week. Rossini failed to qualify for every single race this year, and that team finally had enough and pulled her out of the car in favor of Arla Thunder Trucks driver Tyson Lautenschlager. Lautenschlager's running midfield at the moment, but hey, he's in the race, and that's a lot more than you can say for Siam Rossini. On lap 4, Andy Pearson does something totally unexpected of him and spins his car off the track end into the wall. Tristan Roberts joins him in the 29. Pearson, a 30-year veteran of the series, makes a rookie mistake and drives it in too hard. He's about to make another rookie mistake by driving into the path of Anthony Griffith in the 06. A few laps later, Leon Keniston is going to get into a little tussle with CJ Dejow. He runs the S's a bit wide, sweeps across the 37's front bumper, and spins himself into the wall. Keniston goes from 4th to, well, out of contention. A bit further back, Kevin Monroe and Tyson Lautenschlager get into a little argument over real estate. They get together, Lautenschlager doesn't like it, and dumps Monroe into the wall. However, there would be instant karma for Lautenschlager. He's going to dump Monroe into the wall, and then he slides into the 23 of Mike Andrews and spins himself out. Around halfway, Ethan Everett would experience for the first time, possibly the most annoying thing in this series, lap traffic. The 53 is held up by the 12 of Shane Lake, and there goes Lance Andrews blasting by them both. Andrews would get away with the lead while everyone fought with the 12 behind him. However, Everett would break away from the pack and run down the 72, easily taking the lead back from him. For many teams and the fans, this would only enforce the idea that the 53 had been cheated up, as Allie Riggs put it. There were quite a few lead changes in the qualifying race, but tonight Lance Andrews had only gotten by Everett when the 53 was held up by a lapped car. A few laps later, Everett would be held up by the 6 of Leon Keniston. This would give Alex Carson and Dale Underwood the opportunity to get by him. But once again, Everett was able to run down his opponents and pass them with ease. At this point, Alex Carson and Dale Underwood just seemed to give up on chasing down the 53 and focused on racing each other for second. Ethan Everett, to the displeasure of the crowd, would pull out a big lead and take his first ARLA Elite Series victory in his first start. Everett led all but 2 laps of the 15-lap event. Alex Carson finished second, Dale Underwood in third, Siju Dejao in fourth, Hinata Hyuga fifth. She's established herself as a title contender, even though she's not running next year. Kurt Walker in 6th, Lance Andrews in 7th, another strong run for Andrews and that 72 team. Mario Franchetti in 8th, Neji Hyuga 9th, and Chris Johansson 10th. Johans has had terrible luck this year. He is, I believe, outside the top 25 in points. And here at the top 10 in points, Hinata Hyuga builds up a 58-point lead over Kurt Walker. Neji Hyuga is third. He is 67 points back. Vincenzo is very quietly running in fourth, 92 points back. Siju Dejao is in fifth. He continues to lead the Rookie of the Year standings. Alex Carson in 6th, Leslie Riggs in 7th, Andy Pierce in 8th, Leigh Gurel, the second highest rookie in the points, is in 9th, and Dale Underwood rounds out the top 10.